Hello, hello, beautiful souls of this community. Welcome to today's live video. I'm just here today for a short video to tap into a few tips for you. So I am, as you may have seen from the title, going to speak about if you're growing your own sprouts yet or not. And here's a few follow-up tips for you to make sure you're still doing everything safe and healthy. So if you're not growing your own sprouts yet, go back a couple videos ago and you can check out my sprouting video post. I demonstrated how to do it in a very safe and effective manner and gave you lots of good tips on that so you can really get started in your own kitchen. And before I go further, just to let you know, my name is Lori and I am here to help empower you to make healthy choices in your kitchen and your daily life so you can be happy and healthy every day. Yes, so also if you're watching this live, you can type in #live. It helps other people know that I'm here. If you're on a replay, you can type in #replay. It lets other people still know that I'm here sharing something that you find interesting. You can also feel free to comment anytime throughout the video. Give me a heart and a like or a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Like I say, it just helps other people know that I'm here. If you're watching this video on my YouTube channel you like what you see, give me the thumbs up on there as well. And you're welcome to subscribe to my channel so you know that more videos are being posted when I make them. Thank you so much. So yes, if you are growing your own sprouts, in my video that I made a couple weeks ago, in the demo I did about how to grow your own sprouts, it came from really a lady that I met who, actually a few people, but one specific lady who was very concerned about having potential contamination and having bad bacteria and food poisoning in her kitchen. So she was like, I'm too afraid, I can't do it, I'm not going to touch it. And this kind of brought a little bit of concern for me because I thought it's actually not that difficult, and I think you just need to have the education how to do it properly, and then you can do it and have really super amazing life force enhancing food in your kitchen at your fingertips. And it's cheap. It's really cheap, cheap, cost effective, and super healthy. So it's like that. These are the kinds of superfoods we want to have in our kitchen, not really expensive powders and all these things that are flying across the globe everywhere. Seeds are really readily available for us, and they're superfood essentially, especially from the perspective of TCM nutrition. Again, if you're not sure about some of the stuff I'm speaking about, instead of me repeating everything, just go back and find that video on the demo video I did on sprouting. Gives all the information in there. So what I wanted to talk about was, actually I saw a couple groups on Facebook that I'm in. I recently joined just to kind of see what's going on out in the sprouting world and get some potentially other ideas as well. And in one group that I joined, I can't remember the name of it, but microgreens and sprouting, something of this nature, I saw someone recommending to grow sprouts from a old like juice carton, and I was like, what? And the actual post was made of a person growing sprouts out of, I think it was like 2 paper plates, and they had like cut a hole in the top paper plate, so there's like a little lid, and they were basically growing their sprouts in there, and they were really happy because things were growing really well. And then there was a video in that post that showed where she got that information from, and it was a lady who had demonstrated growing sprouts out of old drink cartons. I don't recommend doing this. The main reason is there's the potential for bacteria in there. If there is already bacteria in the space of what you are growing your sprouts in, you are setting yourself up for trouble. We want to eat healthy food and do good things so we have good bacteria in our stomach, so we have life force enhancing food, so we reduce the burden in our digestive system, so we reduce inflammation, so we do all these good things. We don't want to cheap out. Already seeds are really cost effective. You don't need to cheap out and not buy a proper sprouting tray by just reusing your old drink cartons. Now, I am all about reusing and repurposing things in the kitchen. I don't like to throw at anything, but let's be realistic here. If you are using something that had juice in it, and even if you wash it out, the likelihood of it not getting fully and completely cleaned is really high. Are you going to put your juice container into your dishwasher? And even then, there's still going to be potential for bacteria to be in the corners of this juice carton. So just absolutely no. I don't recommend this at all, to be growing sprouts from a reusable container like that. It's just, you're asking for trouble, and we don't want this. We want to go easy, simple. Again, it's not expensive if you buy a sprouting tray. Once you buy it, it's potentially with you for the rest of your life. And I think I paid 15 or 16 euros for a tray that stacks 4 high. Again, there's a lot of different ones out there, but get the proper equipment. Once you have it, you are moving in the direction of having more likelihood of success. Of course, you still need to follow the protocols, like I say, that I shared in the video of doing the sprouts. So take a look at that video, even just to refresh yourself. What I really want to tell you is, do not use the cartons. Don't use recycled material in the sprouting world. It's just asking for trouble. And the reason why I say this is because in another post, I saw someone saying about her and her friend have been sprouting for, or they're just new to sprouting, or they've been maybe a couple years sprouting, something like this. And all of a sudden her friend had to go to the hospital because she had food poisoning. And the doctors said they came down with all the things she's eaten recently, and they said it was from her sprouts. So yes, you can get food poisoning from sprouts. Now, how are they prepared? How clean is your area? Are your hands clean all the time? These different things are imperative to your success. We don't want to go to the hospital with food poisoning. Ain't nobody want to do that. No. Another post I seen as well was someone talking about taking all the husks, or like the shells off of all the mung beans or the alfalfa sprouts. And this process can be quite tedious. Now, it depends exactly what you want to make with your sprouts, but in general, you don't need to worry about it. Just leave it. Don't put your hands in those sprouts. Even if you just washed your fingers, there's stuff under your nails that we don't even know. And even if you don't have long nails, bacteria still exists. And we don't want to contaminate those beautiful sprouts. Okay? So keep your hands out of there. Follow the steps in the video that I shared with you, and you have a really amazingly high percentage of growing sprouts that are not going to be causing bad, harmful bacteria or causing you to have food poisoning for you or anybody in your family. I'm like, I have to share this with people because there's just so much information out there. And maybe some of the people that have been growing sprouts out of containers have been doing it for years. That's fine. Let them do it. But please get the proper equipment and do it the right way. Do it for yourself. And like I say, if you're feeding other people, for them as well. One other thing I noticed as well, and this is my last tip for today, was that recently on my sprouts that I have in my kitchen counter, I noticed that there's some little hair follicles. I remembered, I didn't just realize it yesterday, but it triggered in my mind to mention this. Some sprouts, when they're growing on the tail, so if here's your seed and then there's like the little tail that grows from the seed, that's the sprout, right? It's sprouting, so it's going to grow up into a plant. Some of them start to grow little hair follicles that come off of there as they're in their growing process. It's important to look at your sprouts and notice if it looks like hair follicles or it looks like mold. There is a big difference. Not all of the hair follicles on all of the sprouts look the same, and not all mold is the same as well either. We know that too. In general, I have never had an issue being able to decipher what is mold or what is hair follicles. You can see very easily, I find, the hair follicles. When you just take a look, it's just beautiful little, if this is your sprout here, this is the very end of the sprout. It's like they just slowly grow out and they're like farther away, and they get like longer as they get closer to the seed. That's one of the ones that I had seen in my kitchen yesterday. And it's just a beautiful formation. Now, someone also might look and be like, well, that's a beautiful formation and it's mold. It's also possible that mold has a potential beautiful formation if you are a lover of nature in general. But with mold, it is often a different color. There's often a scent, and mold is usually coming because there's too much excess water in your sprouts. So you will see these other signs in there as well. And if you are in doubt, if you are really not sure, throw it out. Don't eat them. So when I have the sprouts that I'm growing and I see the hair follicles, and when I rinse them, it washes them away. It doesn't wash the follicles away necessarily, but it dampens them. And then after they're rinsed, you can't see the hair follicles anymore. So potentially the same thing could happen with mold. But like I say, with mold, usually we're going to see potential slime in your tray. There'll be usually a scent or a bad odor that's coming off of it as well. And also you can see sometimes on the actual sprouts, there'll be like brown marking or different marks or discoloration as well. So those are all signs that it's not growing well. If everything is looking really nice and healthy, nice coloration, there's no slime, no mold, no smell, this kind of thing, the chances of it just being hair follicles are most likely there. And if you're really not sure, again, you can also take a picture and send it to me and I can help confirm for you. But again, if you're really in doubt, throw it out because you don't want to be eating garbage fruit for your body. So that's all for you today. I just want to share this quick video and get that off my chest because I was like, I need to share this with my people. If you're making sprouts, we got to make sure you're doing the right way. And don't cut the corners. Don't make it out of old drink cartons and stuff like this. It's just not good. Not good. Buy the right sprouting materials and you got it there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you have any questions about your sprouts or anything else, also if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover, you can write them in the comments or send me a DM and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Take care and have a lovely rest of your day. See you next time. Bye-bye.